Hey,
Hey.
Whoa.
we're live. Love being live. No, I don't.
Awesome. Good
Michael, Stephen, good morning, good afternoon. How you doing?
Good night.
evening. Good.
So I got
Oh,
Michael and Stephen are joining me for this live because they've got some exciting stuff coming out for high-level agencies in our ecosystem. Guys, you want to introduce yourselves and what we're going to be talking about today?
yeah, absolutely. I'll kick it off. I'm Steven. We are executive producers at Seven Wonders, which is a Emmy-winning video production agency. And we're excited to talk about some video opportunity for GHL agencies today.
Exactly. Yeah. And Michael, you're one of the founders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm Michael here.
Yeah.
Same description as Steven. So
Yeah.
not very much exciting. We're excited to talk about
Yeah.
this today. We're obviously big fans of you, Ryan, and
Thanks, man.
High Level, the
Yeah.
community and the product itself. So
Yeah. Yeah. This has been it's been a little while coming because you guys sort of teased this to me. I think it was even last year. And I was pretty excited by it. So very excited that you guys are now in this position where we can actually show some stuff. And I want to get to that as fast as possible. But just quickly, Stephen, you actually have the Emmy,
I
literally
do.
have the Emmy, right? That you've won. Look at that.
On my desk next to me, primed for this recording.
Why
So
doesn't Michael get to carry around the Emmy?
he has one. He
Yeah.
has
Oh, he's got.
one.
Of course, you've got
yeah,
one. You've got one
it's
each.
in the other room. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I wanted you to do that on purpose because I think it's really important to know why someone should listen to what we're about to say, right? So, you guys obviously know what you're doing in that kind of space, right? Now, there's a media. Describe it as a cinema company. How do you describe it? Is a media company? What
yeah,
is it?
media is
Media,
accurate.
media,
We do
media.
commercial, video,
Right.
branded
Yeah.
content, photo
Yeah.
assets,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Cool. And so you guys then started working with the high level platform in a couple of different for a couple of different reasons, right?
Mhm.
Um, and tell us a little bit about like, I mean, I know that there was sort of like, some things were more obvious than others, but even we worked together a little while on some of the go to market and all that sort of stuff. And it was during that process that you thought, hang on a sec, we need to do something a little bit better than what's on offer here, right? So tell us, what are you going to
Yeah.
show us? I guess.
Well, I can kick off a screen share
Yeah, let's
here.
do it. Yeah,
Um, but to answer your question, did this pop up?
yeah, we got it. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's now it's full
To
screen.
answer
Yeah, that nice.
your question, yeah, we started using high level really as like a CRM and just like marketing tool for ourselves. We started doing the resale of SaaS, and one of the first things that we noticed was just that there was a lack of good marketing collateral to help resell the SaaS. And so, especially when we were going to like trade shows and things, we wanted to have something to put on our screen to like attract attendees. And we felt like there wasn't a ton of good collateral that we could repurpose. And since we do this type of collateral for so many Fortune 500 brands, we thought, okay, well, someone needs to do it. Someone needs to make this type of collateral. And that's how GHL VidPack was born,
Yeah,
was really from that concept.
and this is
And
like, this is not just. I mean, this is not. We're not playing here. This is why I think it's so important that I get you to flaunt and the Emmy, right? This is serious stuff, right? Like I think you've got a slide here where it's got some brands that you've worked with, right? You know, look at that, right? So, we are talking about serious organizations, Fortune 500 size organizations that use you guys and trust you guys to develop this type of, these types of assets for them, right? So, in terms of kind of like um, your level, I mean, you can't get higher, right? So that's what I just want to kind of establish that, if it wasn't kind of obvious.
Yeah, and I
yeah,
think to your point, Ryan, too, there is some collateral out there already, but it's not necessarily as eye-catching. We wanted to make collateral that was really eye-catching and quality and something that people will want to see, that easily explains what's being done, and how it works.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, the best way to tell people about something, we always say, is to show them it,
yeah,
really, not tell to
sure.
show.
Well, I know it's one of the one of the challenges is that like I mean we both have agencies, right? So we know what this is exactly what this process is like, where you actually high level itself kind of makes a lot of working with customers because you're using a platform that is the same. That there's things that are common and there's things that are unique. And the common things is kind of 80% of what you're going to market with. And so getting to the promotion stage as fast as you can with the things that are common is a problem.
Yeah.
But that's, you guys have solved that, right? As far as I can, like, basically what I kind of think about, because, I've looked through some of the what a customer would get with what you guys shared with me yesterday. And it would enable a go to market for a brand new agency immediately. And they would carry the assets with them almost forever, right? Because you didn't do features that could change, screenshots that were real, right? These are um, everything's got a purpose, right? The way that the animations are done has got a purpose. It's timeless in that unless they decided to rip out like a core feature, right, it would still remain relevant. And I think that's really important. So there's a lot of deliberate, and it shows, with your expertise as to why you chose to build the animations you're building, so on and that sort of fun. So I think it solves a massive problem. Like I can work with you guys on this sort of stuff, and it will provide so much value moving beyond just having the library of assets. So
Yeah, I mean, to touch on that, I'll kind of skip to show it's basically what GHL VidPack is you get a suite of 10 assets that are like exactly like you described, Ryan. They're giving essentially like a very aesthetically designed overview of different features and functionality within the tool. And we've explicitly chosen features that are, like you said, the core marketing principles that a agency needs to explain to their end customer. Because one of the things that we saw in a lot of the marketing collateral is it almost felt like it was marketing collateral designed for engineers and computer scientists. Like it needs to be designed for the small business owner or the person who's responsible for marketing at a small business. Otherwise, it's just going to be noise of the software that they don't really understand. And so a lot of the animations that we saw, like even the static imagery and things like that, were very software centric and not about what the software actually enables you to do. And so a lot of our animations are designed with that in mind to actually show what the end user can actually do with the platform. And then the other big component of it is it's completely customized to the agency that purchases. So in this case, we did the example obviously for your branded SaaS, but for any company that purchases the product, they get everything branded to them. If they've changed the colors of their interface, if they've added the logo, all of that is updated as well.
yeah, and like it's pretty important that you have done it the way that you've done it, because what when I look at these, right, um, the way that the thought process that goes on in my head, right, when I do coaching with agency owners, like I say, basically like when you've got a platform that's full of features, right, some of those features are like what you call like the killer feature, right? Which really makes an impact on a business, right? And so let's just take a very simple example, which is reputation management. In your head, if you go to a barbecue and your uncle says, "So what are you doing with yourself, Stephen?" And you'd be like, "Actually, well, I have a sales and marketing agency." And he's like, "What does that mean?" Right? And you're like, "Well, one of the things we do, right, is we help people get more reviews on Google." And it's like, cool, what does that look like? And in your head, you probably are seeing kind of this, right? This like
Right.
swooshing and magical kind of transitions and all this type of stuff, right? But to actually explain that to someone who's got no experience, never seen it, used to working with the clunky other system, right? In your head, you're seeing how nice a user experience it is, and I click this button and off it goes to the world, and this and that and the other, and you're encapsulating that value proposition in like a 15-second animation loop, which I think is amazing.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
to what you're saying, Ryan, even like a sales presentation, when
Yeah,
you get people on a call or a Zoom or whatever, and I mean, a lot of people who I've talked to and might not have even used a system like this before and don't even know what reputation management is in a general sense. So being able to show them this has been huge for us. Just saying like, hey, this is what it looks like, rather than trying to sit there and explain it and go through. It's like, this is simple. You can understand immediately what it does right away. So
yeah. And it's not one of those, like, what I like about it, right, is like it's not you don't worry about the actual functionality, which is the beauty of using animations, right? It's like
Yep.
it's the results of what you do using the platform summarized into an animation, right? Whether or not it was technically accurate that you press the button and something happened, like it doesn't matter, right? What matters is it's reviews. I click a link, it goes out, like it's and so it has this feeling where it's almost like the user experience for the end user is it's I don't want to say the word beautiful because that's kind of cliche or cheesy, but like it's you have an emotive response, right, to
Yeah.
these
Well,
animations.
and to your point about like there was a lot of intentionality in terms of the design of these, in terms of making it comprehensive for someone that's never seen the software before, because a lot of the collateral is that you see out there, it's like you see a screenshot of the interface and it's just completely overwhelming. And so it's like
Yeah.
you want to make it more elegant than that. And actually, I'm going to kind of skip around in this a little bit, but
Yeah,
when
skip
we've
around.
worked like this for clients, like this is one of our existing clients. We've had them for 7 years. Wasabi Technologies, they're a tech business. They have a SaaS component to their business. We started working with them when they were $25 million valuation. Now they're valued at over $1 billion. I'm not going to take all the credit for that meteor prize, but a
Some credit.
lot of what we do, I mean, you can see these are animations that we've actually done for Wasabi for some of their AI products. They're like a data storage company, but you can see there's a lot of similarities, like to what we did with the GHL, to what we did with this client. The difference is that, I mean, I don't know the specific numbers, but Wasabi is paying us a heck of a lot more money than we are able to offer these types of animations to agency
Sure.
owners,
Yeah.
because that's the biggest roadblock for the small business agencies. It's the cost, because the cost to produce this is really expensive. But when we can democratize it in a way where it's customizations that are being made for everyone, that's really how we're able to offer it at such an affordable price point.
Yeah. And I think so to show that capability, you guys as a favor, you know, walked me through as if I was about to buy this from you, like an agency. And I have an agency, and my agency is called Funnel. And I filled out a form. I uploaded, one or two variations of my logo, and then it was like 24 hours later, I believe, is the turnaround time. Is that correct? Something like that.
We just because
10
we're
days.
expecting a good
Oh yeah,
degree
yeah.
of customer, we said 1 week, but
1
just
week.
to get it to you in advance of this, we
Okay.
did it a little
Okay.
faster.
Yeah.
I what I will say though is I bet we can get our fulfillment ultimately down too close to that, but like
Yeah.
just
Right.
we're
Yeah.
giving ourselves a little bit more of a
Yeah.
cushion.
So like I got this like awesome like folder shared with me and so on. But before you stop sharing there, Stephen, I mean
Oh, sorry.
you've got a range of like you've got conversational AI in there, right? And that's a big one. Like anything that AI, I think a lot of agencies now are going to market with a lot of AI focused. It's sort of like there's so much you could go to market with, but the things that you brought out are essentially like the key core elements that you build everything else off of. So, you go to market talk about like reputation management as a way to get someone in, land and expand. You go to market talking about building AI bots that can follow up with your leads and close deals and set appointments and those types of things. And you've got some really cool ones for each of those. Can we have a look?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can kind of go through the different
Yeah, let's
assets
have
that
a
are.
look. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a hero commercial, which is essentially like an ad for high level that then gets branded to your agency, and your
Yeah.
colors are added and your logo and
Oh, there we go.
everything.
Funnel. These are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There's your
Yeah.
logo in there. We
Yeah,
got
nice.
opportunities showing the CRM functionality. We got calendars showing essentially here's the function of a Calendly or a custom calendar within this platform. And similarly, you see it actually go to the device, the actual selection process of the time. It's not just so much of the marketing collateral is like, here's how you create your calendar within the platform. It doesn't actually show like what the user experience is like. Email marketing, so just newsletter creation, reputation management, we already talked about, ads reporting, social scheduler, form builder, and then this is what you were talking about. So conversation AI. So we basically show how you can essentially build your bot, install it on all these different platforms.
Right.
And then we also show a sample conversation of like what can happen. Yeah. Most people like to have a booking bot functionality. And so this shows that use case. Also show how we train it and how we actually get it to optimize your specific business. So there's not really a ton of marketing collateral that's able to be white labeled specifically talking about AI. I'm sure there's some, but in terms of animation, I think this is a real differentiator.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've never seen anything close to this before. Curious, the social media scheduler as well. I mean, I know that is essentially like it's an easy to articulate major feature in the system. Can you show me that one as well? Because I remember that one being quite cool. It's like goes out to like all the different social channels and stuff. Like that looks nice.
Yeah, so you
connected
see
socials post. Beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, how you can connect, you can schedule, and then you actually see the end user experience. Like,
Right.
okay, you're being received on all of these different platforms. Another thing to note about how we design this, they're all infinite loop as well. So if you have them at a trade show booth or something similar, it's not going to have like this jagged stop start. It's going to be a cycle that looks really elegant as you're presenting. And
well,
similarly,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Sales presentations too.
Yeah, I mean, you created these with those types of things in mind, which I think is the best, another great part of what the thought that's gone into this, right? It's not just animations for animation's sake. You've thought about how you would actually give this to say, like, I see this as like, I'm an agency. You either are big enough that you have your own internal marketing teams, they get the asset library and they go off and do amazing things with it. But you've done it in a way that you've thought about the application, right? So a 10-second GIF is useless, but one that's on an infinite loop that serves a purpose can be, used to a very, to a high degree of effectiveness for a trade show, right? Like it's like all you got to do is just like go to the sales team that's going to that booth and be like, by the way, rent a TV, put this on a loop, right? And on off you go, you're done, right? Like it that is huge, right? Like to actually do that, you need to go and find a team that can do it. And what are they going to do? And you're going to test it and you're going to go back and forth. This is like, no. It just summarizes what you're doing in the platform, right? Unless you're doing something wildly, crazily, whatever. That animation could just be playing on a TV at your booth at your next trade show. No problem, right?
Yeah.
Sales meetings, trade shows, social media on your website, email blasts.
I like that.
There's so many applications.
Yeah, the website, like as a hero, animation. And so when I buy these, right, when I go off to the link and I go, and I fill out the thing, like you're giving me like the vertical stuff that I can use in Reels. You're giving me, the stuff that I can use in the presentations, right? Like basically splitting it up so that you can go, cool, the social media team take these, sales team who do trade shows and presentations take these, right? Website guy, here's some animations, weave them into my stuff as well, right? So you can kind of divide and conquer in that way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All formats. So we do like an MP4 if you want higher resolution, regular video files, and then GIFs of the landscape ones. So all in it's 10 hero videos, but all in you're getting 30 total deliverables divided between landscape, vertical, and GIF versions as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. By the way, I have no idea if we've got any. Oh, we do have one person watching, which is always great to see. Hang on. So live. Oh, there is 2 people watching. One of them's probably my wife.
Hello.
Dan. We got Dan. Dan's there. Oh, Dan said something like that. Yeah, they are cool, Dan. So, what else do you want to talk about on here, Stephen? Because I
think I'm good to close the deck if you. I know you were going to kind of show.
Yeah. It's going to show you a couple of things. Yeah.
I think let's show the link really quick, Stephen, just so they have the pricing slide.
Sure. Yeah.
Just so we have that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me pull that up real quick. So yeah, for folks that are in the growthable ecosystem and followers of Ryan here, we have a special offer, 7wonders.com/Ryan, which is the specific landing page. The name of our
the number 7, not 7 spelled out.
Oh yeah.
That's key. People have made that mistake before.
Yeah, 7wonders.com/Ryan. Look at that.
Nice.
And then we have a special discounted price for people in your ecosystem, and people can just click that link and order.
Yeah, because I can see that this would. I mean, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but like, it's never going to be this price ever again. Right.
Yeah, it'll likely, especially as we start to add more items to the pack and things like that and grow it out. It's probably going to become steeper. So I would act now.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, you already teased this in certain communities and had an overwhelming response.
Yeah,
I mean, you had people buying it even when you weren't kind of ready, right?
Yeah, we got some people ordering it, and we were like, "We're not even done." Like, wait,
exactly.
Wait until we finish.
I'm just pulling up. You guys gave me some examples here. Cool. Yeah. So, I'll share my screen. So I went through like to selfishly kind of see what it was like, and let's share my screen here. Screen 1. You guys give me. You guys turned it around in 24 hours, but it's not going to be 24 hours. That's fine. Yeah, you got me like you got the animated GIFs or GIFs. Is it GIFs or GIF? I don't know, whichever one. And so I've got all of those. You've got the opportunities, reputation management, etc. Right? They're all there. And then I've got, split up into the landscape ones, split up into the vertical ones. Right. And so what I was kind of, where my brain goes, right? It's like, all right, cool. Well, I can go into like a landing page creator, right? And I can generate a new one. And, we have like, so, okay, let's go into my landscape because I'm doing a landing page. So I want to have these kind of animations that are landscape. And I might say, all right, well, I'm going to do a landing page that's generic in nature. So I want the what do we call this? The hero loop.
Yep.
And I'm going to do a landing page for my all-in-one, right? So, I've got an all-in-one, right? Sales and marketing platform called Funnel. Oh. Website. Let's do it. That'll do. And let's continue on there. Oh, I've used all my things. Let's see. Okay, here's one I created earlier. And it's been in the oven. Here it is. So let's pretend that did it in real time. Oh, cool. We focused on reputation management. Great. And then you say, hey, web design team, here's assets, right? And we can weave them in literally by dragging and dropping. And I am no designer, so this is not I'm not looking for notes if anybody's watching this. But
Pretty cool.
pretty cool in that this took me 30 seconds because I used an AI landing page creator, right? I have the assets from Seven Wonders, right? And I just weave them in where it's necessary, right? So to make a point using a visual aid, which is what the animations are there to do, I literally dragged and dropped it. It's already been branded, done. I can go to market, right? And I can do this with presentations, slide decks. I can do it for my TV, for my trade show. So I just think you're cutting out. Oh, here's a different one I created earlier about analytics and reporting. Rather than just generic images that don't look like they do anything, I'm actually explaining what it does using the ads and reporting and analytics animation. So it tells
Yeah.
the story, right? It tells the story that I need to tell beyond this. Because when I do this, if I'm trying to get to market really quickly and I like these sort of images, everyone has these images on their landing pages, right? And it means nothing because everyone knows that they're stock images. And you
Right.
log in and you see this terrible looking dashboard and you're like, what the hell is this garbage? Right. But the animation, it's like it doesn't matter what it actually looks like. It's showing you what it does, right? What it does
Yeah.
for the end user. Right. So yeah, I mean, the other way is like, of course my voice is gonna go. But being able to just spin up a slide deck, right? if I was if it was me, I would just have like each one of these would be one slide in a deck. And I can,
Yep.
like you were doing, Stephen, it's like if you're talking about something, I can easily just flick to that slide. I don't have to have screenshots. I don't have to do a demonstration. I can basically explain the concept as the visual aid, and each of those core features is there. And I guess you could build upon them by adding extra things, but it always starts with the core feature, right? So,
Yep. Yeah. And I like, there's other applications too. Like, you can use them as ad collateral too, like to launch
oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Instagram or Facebook ads. You can,
Actually, I think I
that's
did
what the
that.
verticals, yeah, actually the verticals are optimized for that too. Like, or if you want to do those user generated self tape yourself talking through something, you can have that as your green screen backdrop essentially too.
Yeah, like I would do, like, let me just log in here. I use a tool called Play recently. Just signed up yesterday. It's pretty awesome. Not here to talk about them, but just want to show you what I would do with this. So, come on.
We're
If
also,
I want to do a
as
Facebook ad,
yeah,
and then I would just, I mean, I could literally grab and edit. Next, my Facebook ads account, and then we had an ad. Oh, here we go. Hit TikTok, for instance, right? You could do it on TikTok if you wanted to, I guess.
yep,
And the content would just, I mean, you could take the content raw, or you could take the content. I did this last night. It took me 15 minutes, right? Um, and again, like I'm not the benchmark to see what you could do, but I'm hoping to inspire agency owners who have the resources, right? Who have the expertise. Surely, if you're a marketing agency, you've got the resources, right? So, let's say I want to do a TikTok campaign and I want to do reputation management. I can grab the vertical, right? So we go to my folders, we go to the vertical, we grab the vertical, and we might do something like, I think I had a Colossian, or someone just signed up to. I use this thing called Colossian. It's hard to spell for some reason. There we go. And I got to pay the bill there. Video's ready. I had it up before, didn't I? Lives. Why would you do a live? Here it is. And so what I did is went to ChatGPT and I said, I sell this thing called reputation management. Write me a script for, a 30-second ad or whatever. I grabbed the reputation management vertical. I stuck it in this tool. I decided to use an AI avatar to talk about the script. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not.
No, but
You've got to
it makes a
share
lot
with
of
audio
sense.
or something, but you can see the subtitles.
Yep.
She talks through it. It just kind of lines up a little bit. Right now, I spend 10 minutes on it. You could spend a day on it, making it good instead of terrible, right? But like then that goes into my ads, right? And I run my ad, right? So you're providing like the base asset library, which is super powerful, and it's white label to their brand, right? And I can see someone doing like a year's worth of content based on the initial assets, right? So
Yeah.
for $1,200, it's insane, right? And we're talking
A
about Emmy
year's worth.
award-winning quality.
I mean, that's $100 a month. If you're saying it like that, that's
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I mean, that's
you could use
insane.
it for
Yeah.
1 year, right? You could use it for multiple years.
Yeah.
So
Yes. And
Yeah.
this is not pretend. This is not amateur hour. They've got the Emmys on their desks, right? So it's what I
well,
love about
Steven
it.
has it on his desk. Mine's
Yeah,
at
Michael's is in the other.
I don't know.
Hey, you're too much humility, Michael. Steven's the boaster.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the show off.
That's awesome. Do we want to leave with some slides that you've got on Steven about, links and things like that and pricing,
Sure.
or we
Yeah, I
already
can.
showed enough about that? Or
Yeah, I think that could be a good close.
tell
Let
me
me just.
about, so you guys are launching officially, I think it's this week, right? And I just managed to get an early chat with you. You're going to be talking
Yeah.
to various people in the ecosystem, so watch out for that. You probably noticed these guys talking to a few people in the ecosystem this week. But where do we want to go? Where do we want to send people if they do want to jump on early through my link?
Yep. Let me pull it up right here.
Yeah, nice.
Right there. Seven Wonders, numeral 7wonders.com/Ryan to get that discount. Yeah, we're live as of this week. We've had some people really engaging with us, and we haven't even really like publicly announced anything yet. So really like you said, Ryan, talking to some folks in the community this week and just getting the word out now. So yeah.
Awesome. Nice. All right. Yeah. Go to 7wonders.com/Ryan. Yeah, I mean, they can, if they've got any questions beyond just submitting their form, submitting the payment, like how would they get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, there's a at the bottom of the web page, there's like a contact support type of thing. If there's any issues with it or if there's any questions for the first couple folks that are signing up, we're engaging with them just to make sure, hey, is everything going well, making sure we can optimize things. So you can feel free to reach out with us to us that way.
Nice. Yeah. And if you're watching this on replay on Facebook or YouTube, of course, just put something in the comments and someone will reach out to you as well. We'll also put a bunch of links in the comments and description, etc. as well. But otherwise, thanks for talking us through GHL VidPack, Stephen and Michael. I'm going to stop the live stream. Thanks for coming and talking to me about it. Let's kill that off and
thank you.
Have a good day, anybody watching. Thanks for the one person who watched this live.